Hi, my name is Soraya. I study at Columbia University. I'm a student of Anthropology and Middle Eastern Studies. And I'm half Iranian, half New Zealander, born in Dubai, and I'm about to graduate, so that's really exciting. In my spare time, I have a startup called Caravan, which builds kind of innovative technology to improve the lives of refugees around the world. It's an alternative economic system, but I'm also really into fitness, living healthy, and traveling consciously. So one thing I really love about Columbia is that you're constantly surrounded by kind of greatness. So this is the Graduate School of Journalism, where they do that, prestigious Pulitzer Prize. And here is our statue of Joseph Pulitzer. So every year students actually get to attend the prize. It's much like when the United Nations General Assembly happens and we get world leaders coming to speak to us, who we actually get to meet and interact with. It's pretty amazing. So we're at my absolutely favorite coffee shop on campus. This is Joe's. It's so popular, they actually have 3 locations. This is the warmest one. And this is the amazing vegan chocolate chip cookie.
Cheers to Columbia.
To Columbia.
So tell me about academic culture at Columbia.
Okay, well, Columbia is, if I'm being honest, it's pretty much known for having a very rigorous curriculum, which can be really stressful. So it's super important that if students are, coming here, they have a really good support system and they're really passionate about what they study. Because when you're passionate about what you study, it's a lot easier to put that time in and to make those sacrifices. So for me, I never heard of anthropology, actually. I mean, kind of vaguely, but I didn't really know too much about what it was.
So what is anthropology broadly?
Okay, anthropology is really the study of humans and human societies.
Okay.
So it's a lot of, you can do archaeological anthropology or sociocultural, which is what I do. So it incorporates, psychology, philosophy, history, historiography.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's really kind of trying to make sense about why we are the way we are, and ultimately, a huge belief at the core of anthropology is that we're really just subjects. There's no sort of innate human personality that's like specific to races or cultures. We're really just humans.
Interesting.
Trying to make it, in whatever environment we have.
Right. So did you go in knowing you wanted to study anthropology, or was it something you kind of discovered as you started taking courses here?
Yeah, I wanted to study economics and political science.
Okay.
So,
related, yeah.
Tried it, wasn't for me. So I picked up Middle Eastern Studies, which I really love, obviously being from the Middle East, and anthropology, and they go really well together because a lot of what we look at is conflict, colonialism, and how that affects like the human mind or the human subject.
Right.
So it's been really useful because, I want to go back and have a career that's rebuilding some of those, or like tending to some of those kind of historical wounds. So having a good knowledge of how they actually impacted every sector of society, from the poorest to the wealthiest, is really useful for me.
That's really cool. So now that you've spent 4 years at Columbia, are there any things that really surprised you or were unexpected?
Unexpected. Well, there is a lot of tension on campus, I'll be honest about that, with conflicting social groups, but that's actually not necessarily a bad thing, right? It means that no matter what you believe, politically, socially, you can find your community here. And Columbia is known as the social justice Ivy. So I think it's a really nice environment to be in when you're surrounded by people who are actually like committed to kind of bringing down structures of oppression and fighting for what they believe in. And so Columbia has a huge history with that, with being, active during the civil rights era, during the anti-Vietnam era, and even now, yeah.
Cool.
So we're here at my apartment now. As you can see, I'm a big collector of books. I actually moved some of my collection back to Dubai because I'm in the process of graduating. So I ended up moving downtown in my final year just because I'd spent the first few years up around Columbia's campus and felt like I knew that area super well, and I just wanted to get a different feel of New York City life. So I moved down to Fidei because it's off the same subway line as the Columbia stop, so it's super easy to get to. And fun fact, my building actually used to be Goldman Sachs, but they sold it during the Occupy movement and moved their office elsewhere and turned it into apartments. So that's where I live. New York was kind of almost a dream, I guess, or always a dream, I guess, for me and most other people on the planet. So it was really exciting to go here, and that's one of the main reasons why I chose Columbia. I feel like, especially if you have professional aspirations, New York is a great place to be. And especially if those aspirations are sort of internationally oriented, just because of the presence of the UN and all these other institutions. So it's really fun to be around there, and it's also fun for me to have moved downtown because I feel like, you know, I got a really good feel of the campus life and all the kind of scene around campus, but now like being downtown is a completely different environment. You know, I'm surrounded by people doing their like Wall Street thing, which is fun. But of course it's exciting. There's amazing nightlife, culture, concerts. I've been able to go to like concerts from bands I knew in the Middle East here, and it's like it changes it completely. It's a totally different environment. And also you meet people from all over the world. Everyone's doing really interesting things, and no matter who you are or what kind of person you are, in New York you can find a crowd.
Okay, so where are we now?
So we're in the Science and Engineering building. It's one of my favorite buildings because it contains my favorite library. We have 12 libraries on campus, so typically everyone has a favorite. They're all pretty different, but I really like comfortable chairs, so
Gotcha.
this one has them. And this is where we have meetings for Caravan, which is the startup I founded.
Very cool. So tell me about Caravan.
Okay, yeah, so I'd been spending the last 2 years involved with the refugee cause, you know, volunteering in refugee camps all across the Middle East and Europe. Also studying it, I did another Columbia program, which was studying Arabic and migration, displacement and diaspora, half in Jordan and half in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah, so living with a Palestinian family in Jordan and a Moroccan family in Paris and studying exile. So it was really amazing. From there, I ended up having the idea for the app, which is to create this alternative economic system that's not based on money.
Interesting. So it's not based on money. What is it based on?
It's based on time. So time being the one thing we all have somewhat equally. We'll have 24 hours in a day, no matter who you are, no matter where you went to school. So, you know, 68 million people have been displaced around the world, and only 1% of them have work permits that allow them to earn money in the places where they live.
Right.
So users create profiles detailing the skills and services they want to offer. And when another user searches those, they're connected and they trade these services. So essentially, lawyers from around the world could contribute legal assistance to refugees in a camp in Greece. And for every hour they earn points, and they can use their points to buy like a Syrian cooking lesson or graphic design work.
Oh, interesting. So it's basically like bartering whatever you can provide for whatever you need.
Yeah, so, but it's not a direct trade, so I can earn points from you and spend them elsewhere.
Oh,
so
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's just like a currency, except where everyone is really valued equally. So the time of an Afghan refugee who missed out on formal education is going to be worth the same as, you know, someone who had more opportunities growing up.
Right.
To equalize the gap.
How awesome.
Thank you. It's super exciting to have you guys today of all days because I'm about to get my grad gown, so I'm going to take you guys with me. I got it! Guys, it's so worth the hard work. If you like this video and you want to learn more about top colleges around the world, please like and subscribe to Crimson Education.